6671. It's fired. Started firing at me from in the back seat. I'm not sure about her. She's still in the car.
Most police have a recurring nightmare. For many of us, it's the rounds that just go a little bit and then hit the ground, or the faulty ammo, or the foot pursuit where you can never quite catch up to the suspect. But the nightmare of all nightmares is a suspect in the back seat of your car letting off rounds at you while you're driving to jail. This is one of those. This is what's called a slow roll. When people keep going, if you watch, you can see the officer's lights going and the person keeps going and they very intentionally position their car. We call that a slow roll, and that raises red flags. Something to pay attention to.
What are you doing?
I was coming to the house right here.
Why are you honking?
I was telling my dad to come out, like, come out.
Okay, hold on. Now, why don't you pull over right away?
Oh, because I'm at the house, and so I just wanted to, like, you know, because we're already here.
Okay, do you have a driver's license on you?
Yes, sir.
Why would your driver's license be in there?
Oh, no, sorry. I was just getting all the paperwork.
You're good. I just need the driver's license.
Okay. Got a picture of it.
Is it valid or is it
Yes, sir.
suspended,
yes, sir.
expired?
No, sir.
Okay.
It's valid. It's valid.
I'm not very good at seeing. What's your first name?
Brianna.
Brianna. Okay. Well, I'll have you step back.
Okay,
I'm going to explain to you the reason.
Okay.
54.
Okay. And I had just
You're good. Just come on right back here.
My bad.
Just right back here. Is there reference signal 49? I'm going to have you give me your information. You don't really look like the person on the driver's license. You give me? 23. Spell your first name for me.
Well, I mean, it has been a while.
Spell your first name for me.
B-R-I-N-N-A.
Spell your last name.
M-A-S-O-N.
What's your social security number?
I don't know that by heart.
You don't know by heart?
I don't know by heart.
Okay.
When a person of that age does not know their social security number for police, major red flag. And in policing, we have a saying, half of what you see, none of what you hear. Once this officer is keying in on this, that she doesn't know her social, that's going to be something he should keep pushing on.
Mind if I see this for a sec?
My phone?
Yeah. To look at the picture?
Well, I mean, I could maybe, like, send it, but I don't, like, give consent to the phone. I would just rather
I'm
not.
just trying to look at the picture.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you can look at the picture. You see? It's just
You don't even have
been
the
a
same
while.
color eyes as the girl in that picture.
That's makeup. That's
No.
eyeliner around the makeup.
Okay.
I'm
All right, go ahead, put this down. Put this down. You're being detained right now.
Okay.
Put the phone
May I
down.
ask for what?
Put the phone down.
May I ask
Put the
for-
phone down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep, let it go. And put your hands behind your back for now. You're being detained.
May I ask for what? I still haven't got an answer.
Yeah, because you're not being truthful about who you are.
Sir? But what was the reason of the original stop?
The reason for the original stop, because you made a faulty stop at that stop sign, and because as you were proceeding through that first stop sign that I seen you coming head on with me, you were not in your lane. You were partway over the lane. Okay? Do you have any weapons on you? Guns, knives?
No, sir.
All right, I'm gonna pat you down. Go ahead and tuck your elbows up.
Oh, sir. Okay, I'm confused. I'm a female.
Yep.
I don't know.
That's fine. And show me one detained.
This is important. That pat down was a little bit weaker, and I noticed that she was pushing her front. And when people make the complaint about, oh, I'm a female or whatever, it raises my suspicions. And if I see them kind of like moving their body in an irregular manner during a normal pat down, it would also raise some red flags. It is uncomfortable. It is not natural for someone to be patting you down, but it's something that I would pay attention to.
I'm so confused right now.
Have a seat. I'm gonna explain everything to you. Have a seat.
Can my pops come out here?
Have a seat. So, are you gonna give me your real name, or are we gonna have to take you to the jail and figure out who you are?
Yes, sir. My real name is
Go ahead.
R-H-E-A-N-A.
R.A.
R-H-E-A-N-A.
What's your last name?
Harden, H-A-R-D-E-N.
What's your date of birth?
It's on the envelope. It's right there.
Why'd you give me her name instead of your name? Do you have a warrant?
No, I don't have any warrants.
Are
I
you
don't have
suspended?
anything. Listen, I'm on the very end. I literally almost have everything like paid off, everything
suspended.
pulled, and it's like right there on the edge. I have court July 8th. You know what I'm saying?
So you
That's
gave me
the
a
last
fake
one.
name because you were suspended? Really? Does that seem like a logical thing to do?
Well, it wasn't like that's not what I was
She's suspended. She gave me a fake name. Do you have any on your person, whether they belong to you or not? that I'm about, because what I'm going to do, stand up. Stand up. I'm about to have to go through your pockets, okay? Do you have any on your person?
No.
No? Okay. Good. Just up there? What, on the keys?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of are we talking?
No, I think it's just a little like.
Are there any on you?
No, I don't.
It
I don't
really
do
pissed
that.
me off to get stuck.
I really don't shoot. I don't.
Okay.
I don't do anything like that.
Damn. Wow. A message like, hey, chill out real quick while we try get units back. How long you been in the car? No way, you were not here the whole time. That's wild. That's wild. That is terrifying.
Okay, so yeah, that is very terrifying. And you might wonder, how could the officer miss a whole person in the passenger seat? And sometimes we get tunnel vision, or sometimes what we call a scotoma, a blind spot. Sometimes this happens to officers where they're so laser focused on one thing that there's something right in front of their face that we miss. There's another thing that's really important that I'd like you to key in on here. The responses of the female are starting to get a little more anxious, and then the officer, before he found this guy, his stress level actually comes down for 3 reasons. 1 is because he has a backup there. 2 is because he got what he believes to be her real name. And 3, because he thinks it's a fairly minor thing. He thinks it's something that's a suspended license and maybe some narcotics. Suspect amped up, stress level up, officer down. So sometimes this is where things get missed. It would freak me out if there was a whole passenger that I missed inside of a car. It happens. It shouldn't, but it does.
Do me a favor, hop out the car, my man. You got any guns, knives on you?
No, sir, bro.
All right, man, stand up.
Damn, bro.
10-4. You got anything on you?
No, sir. I just said no, man.
All right. I'm gonna check your pockets, all right?
Go ahead,
You said no too when we found a shit ton of so like,
Bro, go ahead, bro.
realistically,
Go
let's not
ahead,
act
bro.
like it's
Go
crazy.
ahead, bro. Go ahead. All I got is the beads in my bracelet in my pocket. That's it, dog.
Bro, you're just being searched. You just found a shit ton of like, relax. All right, bro.
I don't have
Go stand up there.
it, bro.
You got a black bag. Hey, do you want that guy blue to take the stuff out of your car?
No.
All right, come here. Come here. Right now. Bring your hand around to the front. Scoot out.
667 1046.
Turn around.
671 1046.
10-4.
Slip cuffs. Now look at the body language here as he puts her back inside the car. This is key.
What are you doing? Just take
I'm just trying. I'm sorry. I'm very nervous. So I can have the
Get in.
The phone.
671 1046.
Good Lord. 10-4.
Okay, something I definitely want to cover here. That kind of movement leads me to believe that there's something a person is concealing. I've had it happen to me before. Most officers have been on the street. I've had people act weird with their bodies moving in some kind of weird way because they're holding something. They don't want it to fall out. But there's something else that I want to share with you. All police officers are going to know this, but there are 2 types of handcuffs. There are more, but the 2 primary. These chain cuffs are what this female has on. And a lot of officers use these because they serve a purpose. They're a lot easier to get on a person, but that also gives the subject a lot of mobility. They can move around a lot because it's just a chain like this. A lot of officers prefer to use the bicycle chain cuff because this keeps the hands so that you can't move them or manipulate them, especially once they're double locked. It's an important little thing to think about and look at when you watch these videos going forward.
Oh my God. Yeah. Let me move this and then I'll just take a peek. 6671, shots fired, shots fired. Marion, I'm on 441, just north of a racetrack. I'm not sure exactly where. I'm outside of my car. She started firing at me from in the back seat. I don't think I'm injured. I'm not sure about her. She's still in the car. She was kicking. She was trying to kick at the left door. Yeah.
I'm coming in the area. Where you need me?
Last time I wear my seatbelt. Dude, she started firing at me through the grate.
Why don't you head on back to my car and I'll take over where you're at.
Okay.
That's your, is that your mag right there?
Yep. Yep, I got you.
Which side is she on?
Left side. Keep your hands out.
I'll get the door.
All right. Keep your hands up. On the ground. On the ground. Get on the ground now. On your stomach.
It's over there. It's over there. I threw it out the window whenever we first. That's it.
10-4-10-12.
Where's the right here?
On this side.
Where's the
Right here.
Just going back to the officer wrecking his car after he's being at, which anybody probably is going to end up doing something crazy maneuver in their car if they're being at from behind. He exits the vehicle, engages the female with fire. It looks like his jams. Realizes it jams, he taps, which is the first immediate action that you usually perform, rack, tap it, rack, and then he realizes that's not working and he does attack reload, reloads, and he gets behind a position to cover. He's incredibly calm for having been from behind. And then they assemble his team, get a shield, approach the vehicle, and she's not. And the officer appears to be in pretty good shape as well. Angels everywhere here.
So over here. Could I borrow you? Yeah. I think she's been pat down by a guy. If you could pat her down, I'd appreciate it.
Spread your feet and lean forward, lean your chest against that. It's gonna get real uncomfortable for both of us,
Yeah,
okay?
you're
I don't think it's a gunshot wound to her back. She has maybe a graze wound on her back shoulder. We lifted her shirt up.
Shoulder?
Yeah, it was in here when we lifted her shirt up. That's why I think it's a graze wound, because it's not. But there is a.
in my shoulder.
Press.
But we think there's inside the back of the car, so that's why we're confused what we're looking at.
Okay, real quick stop. Sergeant, that female sergeant, I'm always going to talk about the ponytail. Got to be more tactical than that. Obviously, this person's in custody, but she's in the field, so I'm going to mention it. The other thing I got to say is that they're talking pat downs. A pat down is different than a search. This person just shot at a police officer with a firearm that they had concealed in their body. This is the time to really get in there and figure out if there's something else. In policing, we have another saying, if there's one, there's two. If there's two, there's three. You got to make sure that this female's not hiding anything else. So this is not pat down time. This is search time. We have female to female. It can be done.
He had it down in her tootie.
That's it. And we couldn't do a female search. That's why I just had a female searcher.
Yeah, he can't, I told him, I said, listen, she had a where you can't check.
You can't check.
Yeah.
She was able to get it out
Yeah.
while he was in the back seat.
So here's the deal. I'm trying to figure in my mind what is her thought process, because she's locked in.
I think she's on. She's out.
Yeah.
She's out.
You can't get out.
No.
Okay, let me talk about two things right now, and definitely want the law enforcement officers, medical personnel, everyone who's in this field to chime in on this, because this is incredibly important. I'm not of the mindset that it's impossible to find a firearm that's hidden in one of those areas. There are ways to conduct pat downs as a male, or if you feel that a person is acting in the manner that this female was, do you call a female to the location you're at to do a more thorough pat down or search of the female if you're taking her to jail? That behavior definitely was indicative of a person who was concealing something. Most times it's not a firearm, it's contraband. Now, if she secretes it all the way inside of her vaginal cavity, obviously you're not going to find it. And I don't know this woman, so I don't know if it could fit there or not. But I'm going to say that there are ways to utilize a expandable baton or something to see what's going on, especially when they slip the cuffs like that. The other thing, my recognition experts, the people who are very familiar with people who may have used, or officers who are certified in this, or medical people. Do you see this female as having indicators of being under the influence of? I did not see those indicators for the most part, although she could be coming down and she did have on her. There's another theory that could be into play, and it's that she uses and that she's afraid of getting dope sick. Now, people who get dope sick, or people who are afraid of getting sick from coming off of opioids, It is a deathly feeling to them. I've had it explained to me many times, and I've seen people get dope sick in the field, and they're willing to do just about anything to not end up inside of jail to go through that dope sickness. That could be a possibility because most people looking like she looks, you don't necessarily think that she was off the rails with, but what's going on in her head, I don't know. And again, this is just a theory. All right.
You just fine. I'll get it. Just head right over to that green door on the left.
So at the time of this recording, this young lady just pled no contest to all of the charges, and I believe the charges are attempted murder on a police officer, ex-felon, possession of firearm, driving on suspended, false info, drug paraphernalia, cannabis possession, and possession of. She had a prior felonies as from the news reporting that I saw as well. And they gave her 40 years, which to a lot of people, that's going to be 100% justifiable. Another thing that I'd like to mention is there's no one going to be harder on that officer than himself. These critiques that I make are constructive in nature. And he did so many things that I saw that were actually safe. Like he was keeping his gun hand free for most of the stop. He did a passenger side approach, but he missed the guy that was in the passenger side. And again, no one's going to be more critical of him on this than he is of himself. These things can potentially happen in policing. We just have to be better. And that's why we have to have thick skin and debrief these. These are young people in this viewership that want to be officers. I want them to watch this because I don't want them to make that mistake. And if you have family members that are in the field, have them watch this video. And for the young lady that did this horrific crime, 40 years of her life, 40 years. She's going to be older than me when she ends up getting out of jail likely. If you like this kind of content, want to know about the nuances of policing and learning what goes on in policing, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And there's a catalog of videos where I talk about stuff like this, and chime in the comments section. We'd like to share this information and make an archive of really educational law enforcement information. Like, subscribe, and click on the video that's on your screen if you like content like this.